pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the 7th annual Lin Voiles Memorial here live on JTN. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight for a race that not only will be a good time for all the drivers that participate in it, but is a great way to remember not only a great man, but a great sim racer, a great member of this community, Lin Voiles, who touched the hearts of so many drivers and leagues in the sim racing community. It's going to be a fun one here in his memory tonight. Hello and welcome, folks. As always, my name is JoeTowNetwork, up here in the booth from the Daytona International Speedway. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight. Again, what promises to be a special race, a spectacular race at that. It's going to be a good one here. 100 laps around the Daytona International Speedway. Drivers currently getting out on track. They're going to be qualifying here in a few moments. As they take those laps, we'll get you all lined up and ready and set up for tonight's feature event. Again, 100 laps here for the Daytona International Speedway, again, in honor and memory of the great Lin Voiles. Of course, his son Brian has followed in his father's footsteps. He'll be behind the wheel of the number 47 truck this evening in his memory. We'll, of course, be watching out for that number 47 CSX Ford here and see if Brian can get the win once again here in this race. A bunch of other drivers, though, of course, looking to take home the victory here tonight in an always prestigious event. Of course, prizes on the line for the top 3 drivers, it being a special event. A larger field tonight. Some names that you might not know if you're only watching us here on JTN. We'll take you through those as we go throughout the field here this evening. Though it speaks to the high importance and the place where these drivers and these teams put this event on their respective race win tier lists or just even participation tier lists. To see such a strong field here once again tonight, it's a great thing, and we're looking forward to it. See Kathy in chat, see Jeff in chat. Welcome in, both of you. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday night. Glad you're joining us here on JTN. Have a feeling the viewership numbers will go up as the night goes on. Yeah, we can't thank you folks enough at home for tuning in with us here on a Saturday night. It is February the 3rd of 2024, 7th annual Lin Voiles Memorial qualifying results. They're starting to trickle across the top of your screens at home. You'll see those there right now. It looked like Eli was on the provisional pole in the 114. We'll see if that truck can stay up there with that Toyota Tundra horsepower. Daytona is Zach Rogers is now taking the provisional pole. Daytona is one of these tracks that a lot can go wrong for these drivers. A lot can go right, but a lot can go wrong in such a short amount of time. It's something that we watch year in and year out in these super speedway races. Of course, CTS physics tonight, what that means for these drivers. It's really hard to generate a run, which makes that temptation of taking that run at a moment's notice oh so great. Yeah, I mean, it's what makes this race spectacular, maybe compared to some of the Cup Series races you've seen here, is the the lack of horsepower with the trucks compared to those Cup cars. It's hard for them to make a run on their own. So when they get one, those drivers are often too tempted to go ahead and take that run, even if it puts themselves in a bad position. As Benjamin in chat writes, anyone can win at Daytona. It's the great equalizer, these drafting, these super speedway tracks. So we'll kind of watch and see how it equalizes the field here tonight. Qualifying looks to have concluded. Drivers will get lined up here for a special set of parade laps. They do. We'll get our starting lineup copied over so we're ready to read that off to you. But as the drivers get lined up, it's going to be Brian Voiles on the pole here tonight. So already a special pole victory for the 47 team. Truck's going to go ahead and roll out here. I misspoke. That's the 47 Cadillac, not Ford. Maybe we're not parading tonight. All right, looks like trucks are getting out there to get this thing on the road. Let's go ahead and take you through tonight's starting lineup. We mentioned there quickly that 47 Cadillac Escalade on pole with Brian Voiles at a time of 47.772 seconds. Zach Rogers in the 5 going to start to the outside, 47.788, so very close there at the front of the field. Happy hour just got reset, or we lost connection to the server. It appears we lost connection to the server. Yes, we lost connection to the server. Apologies on that, folks. That doesn't normally happen. Get reestablished. Brian Voiles on the pole. Zach Rogers going to line up to his outside. Then Silver Bullet and Eli in the 114. Row 3, excuse me, is going to be the 87 of Billy Ellsor and Furco in the 19. ECT Tim Morsek in the 15 rolls off in 7th to his outside. It'll be the 710 of Manny D. In row 5, it'll be the 144 of BSR Magoo and the 83 of BSR Scar back on track here tonight. Monty Keller and Lee Dog, they'll roll off 11th and 12th tonight in row 6. Row 7 is the 096 of Chevy Chase and Diesel 95 in the 95. BSR Kilojoules in the 029 and the 103 of Nelly roll off in 15th and 16th. Back there in row number 9, it's the 021 of Aussie Bill and the 2 of RJ Rusty. Rounding out your field of 20 here tonight, it's HB Hardy and the 193 of BSR Ricky J. Thanks, Ricky, for switching your number once again. So you see trucks out there on track. Happy hour can often be this taboo thing on the super speedways. Some drivers think you can learn something. Some drivers say, don't worry about it. Other drivers take it seriously. Some don't at all. It's one of these moments where, you got some drivers that are probably down there in the garage area taking a quick break to run to the Porta-John, and then you got some drivers that are probably they're getting up on that wheel out there on track like these 4 you see on your screen, mixing it up, dicing it up. It's really the only way you can learn how well the draft gets. We got close scars around. That Slipknot truck, Zach Rogers collects them. That was all Zach's fault, by the way. Aussie Bill going for a little bit of a spin there in the 021. Try to get it back straight. We got a Slipknot truck. We got an AC/DC truck tonight. There you see Kilojoules in the 029. Again, folks, hope you're having a wonderful Saturday night. You're ready to pay tribute to a great sim racer here tonight, like all these drivers are. Yeah, we're going to have fun tonight. That's our goal here on JTN. It's always to have fun tonight more than others. These drivers, of course, talked about prizes to the top 3. So a little extra motivation on top of it being this event. A little extra on top of that to have a good run tonight. A little extra incentive. Tim Morrison, the ECT Tim Morrison, the number 15, one of the ECT drivers here tonight. Glad to see a few of them making it out. Lee Dog, one of those ECT drivers. Billy Ellisor, Diesel. So glad to see all those drivers out there this evening. So we'll get lined up here behind our pace truck for, again, 100 laps from the Daytona International Speedway. So glad you're joining us here tonight on JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. Again, do it so it helps support us so much. Can't tell you enough. And can't express our gratitude enough here on JTN for your constant support of what we got going on. These drivers out on track as well. Trying to give them a larger and larger stage each and every week to compete on. It's what we like to do this for. Drivers getting lined up. We wait the command to get engines fired here from Daytona.
Drivers, start your engines!
Drivers get fired up again. It's going to be Brian Voiles in that 47 truck lining up on pole. Already off to an excellent start tonight. Can he hold on for 100 laps? Zach Rogers in the 5 looking to spoil the party. He lines up in the outside of row number 1. Silver Bullet going to be pushing that 47 hard here at the start. Inside row 2. Outside of that row is the 114 of Eli. In row 3, it's the 87 of Billy Ellisor. And the 19 of Ergo. Tim Morrison, the 15, and Manny D in the 710. They'll make up row number 4. And rounding out your top 10 tonight, it's BSR Magoo and BSR Scar. Zip through the rest of your field here as they make their way down the back straightaway. So glad you're joining us here tonight on JTN. Again, be active in chat too. Tell me what you're seeing out there on track. Always like to pull in fan comments as we go throughout the broadcast. Always like to get what everyone else is thinking out there onto the big screen as we can, and at least into your ears. Field making their way through the final set of corners. Tense times are happening behind the wheel of each and every one of these 20 trucks. Can be so nerve-wracking to start one of these super speedways, especially a race where it's 100 laps. It's a long time from now until that checkered flag. You can't make a big mistake. You might be able to make a small one, but you don't want to make any. Pace truck is in. Field gets ready behind the 47 of Brian Voiles. Green flag. We're racing here in the 7th annual Lin Voiles Memorial. Great start by Zach Rogers. Got him the lead on the initial set of corners, but Brian Voiles scoots back out in front with help from Eli in the 114. Voiles leads lap 1. Side-by-side battle now between Furco, that 19 truck there on the bottom. He needs help, and he needs it quick. Silver Bullet pushing the back of the 5 truck of Zach Rogers, our outside pole sitter. He's now in the inside line. That outside line paying dividends right now. Big momentum down the back straightaway. And the numbers game right now going to the outer line. Voiles still out in front of the 19 of Furco. Maybe a quarter truck length between him and what was second place, as now the 19 surges ahead for that spot. Feel a little shaky there off of turn number 2. Have to be mindful of that here in this race, too. It's that added element that you don't get in the real world, but you do get in sim racing. Those dang nav internet connections. One truck off pace. It's the 710 of Manny D. He has lost touch with this lead draft. Makes their way off of turn number 2, back down the back straightaway. It's a side-by-side battle for second, not for the lead just yet, although that inside line, they're making ground slowly but surely. We'll wait and see if that 47 elects to drop down. That will be the key decider if Voiles makes a move out of this outside line. It would add a number to the inside and would give that 19 truck of Furco a little bit of the suck down the front straightaway. Lap 3 in the books, give it to the 47. Here comes the 19 into turns 1 and 2. Furco trying to surge ahead. He does for a moment through the center of the corner off of turn number 2. If that 19's clear, he's going to try to get up there. He wasn't. Had to think twice, got back down in front of the 5. That's going to derail the momentum of that inside line. The 47 of Voiles surges ahead once again down the back straightaway into turn 3, but here comes Furco. It's our Furco on the bottom. Limited starts for this 19 team in the Cup Series on Thursday nights here on JTN. Making the best of the start here in this special event tonight. Battling for the lead with Brian Voiles. 47 leads that lap, but he's hanging on by a thread. They again go side by side through the corner. You see that inside line. They're scooching their way up through the corners, trying to get some grip, trying to unsettle the outside. You don't want to wrap that yellow line, folks. You're watching it at home. You're like, well, why don't they wrap that yellow line through the corners? It's the shortest way around the racetrack. If you're up a little bit higher on that racetrack, you can get a little bit more momentum off the corner. A little bit more momentum off the corner gives you more straightaway speed. More straightaway speed will allow you to finally make that pass. Furco got the nose out in front with his Ram once again, but it's not enough as the outside again. They continue to hold on to the momentum. Voiles leads lap 5. We're only 5 laps into this, folks. Kathy, that's a great point, too. A couple names you haven't seen probably in a while if you're a longtime watcher of these races here on JTN. Even if you're a follower of the Bomb Squad Racing League through their website. A couple names in this race that you don't see all too often. One of which is that 87 Ellisor that runs in 5th. Morrison, the 15, back there in 7th as well. 2 of those trucks up inside the top 10. Not as familiar with each other as the rest of our core drivers here at BSR. So that is something to watch. You gotta, I mean, your friends are who you can find out there on the racetrack, and be interesting to see how those relationships kind of build throughout the race and how some of them probably will fall apart. Furco was able to lead that lap finally for the first time tonight. We have a new leader, and that 19 truck again starting to surge out in front just a little bit. That thing's got to have a Hemi, folks. Wasn't able to clear them just yet. They're still side by side down the back straightaway. It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 here throughout the pack. Inside line again, still going to struggle with the momentum down the straightaways, but they gain a lot through the center of the corner. You see the field rocket off of turn number 4 here, working lap 7 of 100 from the Daytona International Speedway. Voiles able to surge ahead once again. He'll lead this one. you're like me, it's hard to take a breath. It's hard to take a moment because these guys are racing right now. They're racing, folks. Still side by side here at the front of the field. Elite Dog and Diesel, they're both trying to get to the inside line. They're trying to get in front of that 83 of Scar. Now the inside line looks to have the numbers advantage. Again, the real racing isn't necessarily here at the front. It's back at the mid to second half of this lead pack, because now they go 3 wide. Lead Dog trying to go up the middle, and that 11, they're 3 wide. That 11 car, oh, we got one around. Big one strikes here in turn 3 early on. 15-4, they're flipping through each other. Into the catch fence goes Silver Bullet. Magoo collected in it. Late Aussie Bill as well. Caution out for the first time here tonight. A big crash in turns 3 and 4. It looked like a bump went wrong. And caution is out here on lap number 9. Let's go ahead and pull up our replay. Saw a lot of trucks flipping and a tumbling. We talked about it. Drivers maybe not used to each other. This is what we were talking about, folks. Ellisor behind Eli. Just a bump gone wrong. You can't bump in the corners here. You can push down the straightaways, but even the slightest tap to the tailgate in these trucks, and this one too, not centered. Even looks like Eli might have had to check up a little bit there. Almost looks like he might have gotten into the back bumper of the 47. And again, when we talk about these incidents, I always got to preface it with, we're not trying to assign blame. We're not trying to say anyone, doesn't know what they're doing. Just trying to tell you why and what happened. Again, 87 into the back of the 114. That's what happened. Looks like again a checkup with the 114. Let's go on board with who should we go on? Let's go on board with Lead Dog, because Lead Dog was making some 3 wide moves here. Let's go on board with the 11. Not fun to see a truck flipping at you and up in the catch fence either. You see Silver Bullet kind of got the worst of that one in the 4. But caution out here for the first time tonight. Race off pit road is won by the 47 of Brian Voiles, Monty Keller, Kilojoules, Furco, and Diesel. Your top 5 off pit lane. 87 stays out. Have to think he's taking a claim. Yeah, first caution of the night out here early, lap number 9 for cause in turns number 3 and 4. Tough break for a few drivers that were having stellar starts to the race. Again, we worked that first caution of the night here from Daytona, 7th annual Lin Voiles Memorial Race. We're so glad you're joining us here on JTN. As always, it's a pleasure to get to call this event. One of the more fun nights of racing we have throughout the year. One of the more special nights of racing we have throughout the year, of course. We've called this one, I believe, the last 2 years. Don't quote me on that, though. That seems right. And thank you to the clubhouse here at the Bomb Squad Racing League for choosing JTN to come out and broadcast this event. And again, Bomb Squad, one of our anchor leagues here on JTN. We have more racing with them coming up here throughout the rest of the year. You can see it there on our upcoming races presented by SchemeHaven.com. We're live from the Bristol Motor Speedway this Thursday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. After that, we head to Texas following Thursday, and then Fast Renegade Cup Series action actually right back here at Daytona, February 18th. A lot of great racing tonight. Yes, Kathy, Bristol is co-hosting tonight. He's a little quiet. He's not very talkative on the mic, so we're trying to get him out of his shell a little bit. He's doing a good job running the cameras as always. Ben, I would say it's more so, it's just, you know, we have over 30, almost 40 events with these guys every year. It's more so what it means. The pace truck lights are off. We'll go back green, lineup as it was. Yes, he is, Kathy. He is such a good boy. He's the best dog producer in all of esports. I don't know how many of them there are, but he's the best. Indeed, Ben, indeed. Brian Voiles with control here for the restart, coming to lap 14 of 100. Ace truck will pull in. And back away we go here from Daytona. A static lap. First lap after the restart for these drivers. Everyone taking it easy. Single file right now. Folks, we might be trying to get into a groove here. One truck darts out of line. That's kilojoules. I'll go around Aussie Bill. Kilojoules to the outside of RJ Rusty, making a big move there, trying to split up the two teammates. Saw Nelly right in front of that, too. RJ going to have a chance to jump back up in line. He'll take it, and he will. Again, static here. Aussie Bill kind of stuck all by his lonesome there on the bottom. A chance to jump in front of Billy in that 87. And he'll do it now. And now we got to move up towards the front of the field. You saw RJ Rusty there further back. Now Diesel with the help of Lee Dog. Talked about those ECT drivers tonight. They're going to try to work together throughout this race. And you're seeing it there on that inside line, but you got Bomb Squad drivers there. 1, 2, 3 on the outside. Racing right now, starting to pick up. Inside line has formed. And this is where we thought maybe the drivers would want to start to try to settle in, to ride it out a little bit. But instead, we have a battle for the lead. Diesel on the bottom. Voiles on the outside, battling side by side here down the back straightaway in front of a sold-out grandstands. Great crowd here on YouTube. They race down into turn 3. E-Dog giving that 95 a bump through the corner. Have to be careful of that. We'll continue to talk about it. It'll continue to be something to watch throughout this race. Lonnie Keller up the track a little bit there. Might have been some contact, might not have. Who knows? Well, I'm supposed to know, I guess. They continue to battle side by side here down the back straightaway. Big push from the 028 to the back of the 47. He surges ahead on corner entry, but again, the inside line, they'll be able to pull even here. They might even be able to pull ahead off of turn 4. Momentum will start to carry a little bit of side drafting, a little weeble wobbling down the straightaways into the tri-oval. Diesel going to lead this lap. That 11 truck is such a good pusher right now, folks. Big checkup, big crash. Here we go. Another one strikes in turn 2. You saw the bump go wrong and things check up. Aussie Bill collected in this one. Saw Zach Rogers involved as well. Caution out for the second time tonight. The 5 truck bent up on the back end. He's driving in reverse. Yeah. We're trying. Alright, well, let's see how this one started, folks. Because this one... Diesel does a great job of saving this truck, folks. He does it. I was speechless. checkup gets real. Aussieville, big checkup into the 5, and then that's where you're wrecking. When we talk about layers to wrecks on the super speedways, this is a prime example of that. Right? A bump goes wrong at the front of the field, drivers checking up at different rates, different reaction times. And at that point, it's on. Chevy Chase does a good job in the 096 of getting around it. Looks like Aussieville has parked it for the evening. Everyone going to take this opportunity to come down pit lane. Just some more replays after pit stops, as time allows. And Brian Voiles wins the race off pit road. Lonnie Keller second. Urko and Lee Dog in a drag race off the pit lane. Go ahead and get you some onboards here. Let's go ahead and go on board with the 83 of BSR Scar. Yeah, 021 goes through the 5. Ever wonder, Zach Rogers has got our Death Craver visor cam tonight. And check out the book now on Amazon. See him here. The rear end the tailgate has been lifted and taken off of this 5 truck, so that thing's not going to handle very well. But alas, we'll get lined up, we'll get them re-racked, and we'll go back racing here in a few moments. Still got at least 2 laps under caution. As this field kind of, everyone gonna get a chance to collect a breath a little bit. Important to remember, of course, a big night for Brian in this 47 car. Racing the colors and the truck that Lin made so famous here in the sim. CSX Escalade. Doing a great job so far. He's led the most laps in this race, qualified on pole. Again, looking for a dominant performance in this 47 truck tonight. But you got drivers back there that'll play spoiler. They won't care too much. Might tell him to his face that they feel bad, but they're not going to feel too bad. We'll get lined up. We'll get ready to go back racing. It's Voiles, Keller, Lee Dog, RJ Rusty, and Diesel your top 5. Then HP Hardy, Magoo, Scar, Zach Rogers, and Nelly your top 10. Couple more names there. Scar, HB. Glad to see them back out on track tonight. Chevy Chase, another one of those drivers. Making sporadic appearances. Manny D. So again, great Aussie Bell. Great to see some drivers that maybe run more limited schedules out here tonight. Of course, 3 drivers out of this race so far. Aussie Bill, Silver Bullet, Tim Horse. Pace truck is in. Voiles with control here for the restart. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from Daytona. Good jump again by the 47. Trying to get these trucks single file here. They'll run that middle line as not to give a look to the inside or the outside. See Magoo making a move there with help from the 83 of BSR Scar. We're trying to get to the inside of Diesel in the 95, and here comes RJ Rusty in the 2. Look to the inside of Lee Dog. That 11 truck's such a good pusher. We saw him bumping and bumping and bumping the 95. Bumped him too much. Found the limit. And you want to find those limits early in the race rather than late. Only just now a quarter of the way into it. And here comes the 11 and 95 working together once again. They're side by side for the lead here off of turn number 4. Voiles will lead that lap, but the challenge is coming. Still side by side for that lead. You see some of that shakiness. And that's absolutely terrifying behind the wheel of one of these trucks. Makes it so difficult to get a good gauge of where that truck is in front of you. You know, in that Y coordinate, maybe not in the X coordinate or the Z. It depends on how you define your coordinate system, but in that horizontal, right? Let's say vertical is going straight, horizontal is going left or right. In that horizontal direction, when you have some of that warp, it makes it so challenging because you know you can't really bump on the left side, you can't bump on the right side. You got to be squared up. And if you're not squared up, that's when you start to have those issues. The internet plays that intermediate. It plays that you know, these drivers are so skilled, they can account for it enough, but oh, it can be a fickle thing. Exactly, Kathy. Blink and they are in your cabin. You don't want them in your cab, do you? I wouldn't want anyone in my cab in New York City or Chicago or LA. I don't want anyone in my cab at Daytona either. So a big checkup further on back. Pack gets a little splintered here. The only focal point on your screen again as they battle for the lead. And that push ahead, it doesn't even come from that second truck in line a lot of the times. It's about the guys third, fourth, fifth on back and how good of a push they're giving to the truck in front of them. Oh no, the 95's blowing up. Big crash in turn number 1. 2 trucks up and over. Now 3. Ricky J barrel rolling. He comes to a stop on his lid. Caution out for the 3rd time tonight. It looked like the 95 lost a motor. A couple trucks retiring. Big crash here once again in turn number 1. Looked like motor let out in the 95. Yeah, he's in 4th gear this entire time. Saw it live. Here's the replay from afar. You see nowhere for a lot of these trucks to go. Furco, Chevy Chase doing a masterful job to get around it. Nelly in the 103. Ricky J's that truck barrel rolling down there in the grass. But 3rd caution of the night out here for the 95, who appears to have lost a motor. Let's go on board with the 103. You'll see that 95 go kaboom. There it goes. Oh, Nelly did get caught up in it. Not too horrendously, though. On board with Furco in the 19, he was behind all this, did a great job of driving around it. Zach Rogers caught up in another incident. It's not been his night. Like Manny D has left as well now. BSR Scar and Eli in the 114 has retired after this one. Field now down on the pit lane. Takes the opportunity. Save for the 144 of Magoo. Ellis are also out of this race in the 87 now. Hi, Darren. Extensive repairs there on the 5. So we're working our third caution of the night here. Lap 31, 95 of diesel motor let go. Just about everyone involved in that one too. Now Furco, after getting through it, he's up into second. Did a great job of that. This is getting smaller and smaller, and that's the worry in one of these races, because as you lose trucks from the race, you lose your partners, you lose that energy that can be created in the draft, and it's so crucial, especially with the trucks. And it's quiet out there. These guys, they're saving fuel right now, so, a lot going on behind the wheel of one of these trucks. As the pace truck lights are out, we'll go back green lap, coming to lap 36 of 100, working lap 35 now. But yeah, I mean, as these trucks kind of figure things out, fun one. Moral of the story is the races are always fun at JTN. Moral of the story. We always have fun. Bristol is nodding his head in approval. Hey? No, we don't have that Bristol cam figured out just yet. Ay, caramba. How many trucks we got left? 12. 12 trucks left in this one, man. Already lost 8. D-Dog looks to be the only ECT guy left in this race. We talked about them being great pushers. Welcome in, John. That was an unfortunate way to end the race for you in that 95 team, buddy. I'm assuming it was the motor let go. I would assume you wouldn't hit the brakes in the middle of the field. You know. Did not look like fun. Getting ready to go back racing. Coming to lap 36 of 100. Voiles with control. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from Daytona. Folks, this might be where these drivers realize it's definitely time to ride it out. As I say that, though, Furco is pushing the heck out of that 47 truck. So much so he's getting tight off the corner. That's 8, Kathy. That's 8. And we're gonna ride it out for a little bit here, folks. I think we're gonna ride it out. Furco's trying at the front. He is pushing the 47 right now. I'm Brian. I'm getting on the radio and I'm telling him to stop. Don't need to be pushed that much. But that's just me. Got 10 trucks in this lead pack, then Zach Rogers and Ricky J still out there on track, but they have lost the draft. They're just working with each other off the pace. Both been involved in multiple incidents. Talked about Ricky J flipping up and down, up and over. Jeff. Here come those two Medicine Chest Pharmacy trucks. They're drafting there on the bottom. That's Nelly in the 103, RJ Rusty in the 2, Magoo joining in. Chevy Chase and Kilojoules both thinking about it, but they're kind of playing in between. There goes HB to the inside. HB gonna try to go take the lead here on the bottom. Ryan Voiles hasn't given up the outside, though. That has been the key. Right, 47 has not given up the outside here in this race. Sticking to his guns. And as we said, you know, thought the pack would stay single file and they'd kind of just run some laps. Now they're going to get back side by side, folks. D-Dog now leading that inside line in front of HV. Top 3 now have gotten clear of the inside line. The numbers starting to shift once again. Went back green on lap 36. Probably put us around lap... I don't know, 54 when we have to make a pit stop. It's about 10 laps away. Just something to keep in mind. Pit stop's not imminent. Still something to think about. Bonnie Keller with a move now to the inside. He's in front of Kilojoules in the 029. He'll now be side by side with Voiles there off of the corner. Bonnie Keller barely squeaks ahead of that 47. Now looks to be clear as they head down into turns 1 and 2. Doesn't elect to jump into that outside line. If I'm Keller, I'm thinking about it because Voiles hasn't... He's lost the lead once, now twice in this race, just by staying committed to the outside. Keller, though, keeping his commitment to Kilojoules in the 029. He is clear. He has a chance to jump up. He doesn't. Now the 47 squeaks back there to the right rear. Brian Voiles trying everything he can, trying to find a way to get back to this race lead. The numbers advantage. Well, they're even, folks. They are even. 3 and 3, and then 2 lagging behind in both lines. Keller again squeaks out to the lead here through the corners. Does he make the move to the outside? Coming up on lap traffic, that's the 5 of Zach Rogers and the 193 of Ricky J. Both trucks with extensive damage after being involved in multiple incidents. Most recently, 193 barrel rolling through the grass in turns 1 and 2. Brian Voiles able to get some draft off of those trucks. That allows him to pull up and ahead. Will he make the move to get to the bottom as that line starts to fracture? Yep, there he goes. Now he's gonna start playing the lines, folks. He's gonna jump to the bottom in the corners. He'll jump to the outside down the straightaways. But right now, that inside line, much better, much more formed up. Right, these trucks, they are on top of each other. The outside line doesn't seem to have that same amount of momentum, and just like that, KJ sees the opportunity to jump to lead the outside line. He'll get to the outside of the 028 through turns 3 and 4. They'll be side by side for second behind the CSX 47 Cadillac. Voiles still leading in that truck. Now, if you're Brian Voiles, if you get clear of the 029, you jump back to the outside line. You got to have a big hole, and you got to have enough momentum. He's got it right now. Doesn't elect to take it. It's so hard to pull up back in front of that outside line because of this, the momentum. You see KJ with it down the back straightaway. Not able to get there just yet. Monty Keller with a big shove to the back of the 47 into turn 3. Top 3 now clear of the outside line. They're single file. Lead on with the move to the outside. You can't give up that middle line. You just gotta forcibly take it. They are battling for the lead. Lead dog now to the outside of Brian Voiles, trying to take it in that Chick-fil-A Chevrolet. See John and Chad, he's cheering on that 11 truck, trying to take the lead here on the outside, working lap 51, just past halfway here from Daytona, closing in on pit stops as well. Things are getting a little crazy here at the front of the field. They are side by side here at the front. They're trying, they're battling, they're fighting for this lead. They're fighting tooth and nail. You gotta commend them for doing this right now. There's only 10 trucks out there in that draft. They're doing what they can with the energy that they have. That 11 truck was getting a heck of a shove, but now the inside line, Brian Voiles able to snake away. Does he try to jump back to the outside? That will be the question. Doesn't look like it. Again, pit stops upcoming. First set of green flag pit stops, by the way. Those always are fun. Especially when you're halfway in a race and you haven't done them at speed yet. That's what you're starting to see. Everyone trying to get to the inside line, get lined up for these pit stops. How many trucks come together is going to be the other question. Might see some of these guys that have been towards the back of the pack throughout this run. They might elect to stay out. Keep our cameras tuned here to the middle of this pack. Where you think if something's going to happen, it will happen there. You never know, though. You never know. Here we go. Green flag pit stops underway. 4 trucks staying out. 6 down the pit lane. Voiles with a very shallow entry. Going to lose some time. See Kilojoules in the 029. Nelly in the 103. Monty Keller was really quick coming to pit lane. It'll be interesting to see if that 028 has to serve a penalty. Chevy Chase, though, your new race leader in the 096. Those truckers did a good job getting down. Now these next 4, they'll have to do the same. Less trucks together here. Again, you have to think they're all going to come down pit lane at the same time. It only makes sense. But then again, when do things really make sense in auto racing? Never. Here we go. Pit stops. Chevy, a little quick. Everyone else gets on down. A-OK. Race off pit road. Kilojoules with the lead. Monty Keller second. Nelly, HB. Brian Voiles, big loser there on pit lane. Loses a lot of time. And then Lead Dog in the 11 has no help. The 029 backing up to the 028 and the 103. They're going to try to get hooked up and separate themselves from the rest of this field. Watch the rest of these trucks getting released from pit road. 19 still in his box. There he goes. Now he's rolling. Chevy Chase wins the race off pit road for the second grouping of 4. But here comes KJ in the 029. We're just packed up here, folks. Don't worry about it. I don't know how to describe what we're seeing. We're just... we got a pack. And the thing that really stinks is Brian Voiles has lost this draft. Lead Dog has lost this draft. So you've lost 2 trucks. So now you're down to 8. You pit around... Well, you know. Just, oh boy. Start losing those numbers, things get a little crazy. You're probably looking at least 1 more pit stop. It might be 2. Probably looking at 2 pit stops. That second one can be a little bit shorter. And if this thing stays green, I have a feeling these guys might get a little rough and rowdy again. You never know, though. So it's Kilojoules out in front of the field in the 029. That's the only thing they can do, Kathy. And even if the 11 and the 47 get chained up together, it doesn't even. I think the 11's retired. I don't even see the 11 out on track anymore. The Lead Dog has pulled off. As we're battling for the lead between Monty Keller and Kilojoules. Monty Keller to the point in the 028 with help from HB Hardy in the 03. Looks like we have lost our connection to the server again. That is great. We'll wait to see if it comes back. Apologies, folks. They're getting racy for the lead, too. Yeah, uh-oh is right. Oy vey. Can't get it back. No.
Drivers, to your cars.
Drivers are still in their trucks. Don't worry about it. I'll lose those results, though. So you're going to see an abbreviated scroller just showing the drivers that are still out on track on your screens. As we get all caught up here. And apologies on that, folks. Having some internet issues tonight, it would appear. So just 11 trucks left out on track. 2 of those trucks laps down. Monty Keller's still out in front. HB Hardy behind him. Nelly in the 103. Then Magoo, Kilojoules, Chevy Chase, RJ Rusty, and Furco, your lead draft here. All behind this 028 truck of Monty Keller. Morton Building Chevrolet out in front of the field. He's doing a fantastic job here tonight. Uh-oh, what are you coughing for? We're just having fun right now, folks. We're just having fun. Alright, we're single file again. How long before we're not single file again? That is the question. Kilojoules with a move to the bottom, trying to get into third. Help from Magoo in the 144. Makes his way to the inside. Coming up on lap traffic, that's Ricky J in the 193. Bye-bye, Ricky J. And that car flipped numerous times, so not surprising to see it off pace. RJ shuffled back now. They continue to race single file here through turns 3 and 4 at Daytona. JTN's coverage of the 7th annual Lin Voiles Memorial Race. Folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. As always, we'd appreciate it if you click the like button on the video. You make sure you're subscribed as well. Doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. As always, we can't thank you enough for that support. Do a fantastic job. We're seeing some of the best at what they do drive out here tonight. Yeah, Brian's gonna need one of those hazard flags to fly. Working lap 70 of 100 now here from the Daytona International Speedway. Frankie J's probably got a concussion and he's probably still dizzy from rolling that many times. Monty Keller shuffled out. KJ has taken the lead. Magoo now in second in the 144. And we're talking about 2 more pit stops, 2 more trips down pit lane here in this race. He is strong, but 95 caught him. Yeah? And here comes the field onto the 47 of Lin Voiles, who has dominated the first half of this race up to those green flag pit stops. Trouble on pit lane. And it's derailed this 47's bid at a victory here tonight. Gonna need some help. Magoo gonna get behind him. Trying to get him up to speed, but you can't stay behind him that long, buddy. Whoop, doggy. Voiles going to make a move to the inside. So now if you're the 47, this is what you're doing. You're trying to find a way. You need a caution. That's the first thing. Not saying you're trying to find a way to get a caution, but you're trying to find a way to get to the lead of this draft. If you can get back in the lead, you get that caution. I know it's a smaller pack, but you want to be on the lead lap because you want to be able to get in front of maybe some of these trucks if there is a wreck that get damaged and need repairs. You want to find a way to be able to get back in front of them. If you can't find a way to get back in front of them, easier, you're starting back there 9th. You don't want to start back in 9th with, say, 10 laps to go. It's going to be hard to do it with this few trucks. You're 30 laps to go in this race. If you're these drivers, you're setting yourself up for this next round of pit stops. You're then trying to prepare yourself for that final round, which will be the money stop on the night. We saw 2 trucks drop from the pack last time. If that trend continues, you're whittling this thing down to 6 here at the front of the field. It's something. It's something. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult for that 47. I can't say the caution word. Oh, I said it. Oh man, we're gonna get it now, aren't we? So KJ's still out in front. You see Monty Keller now trying to lead a charge on that inside. Pit stops closing. If these guys can get to lap... What, they pit... It went 36 to about 54, 55. So that was 19 laps. You go another 19 from there, you can get to about 74, 75. We're there, folks. And there you go. You see Nelly down pit lane, Monty Keller down pit lane. So they're going to be by their lonesome. And they're definitely outside the window to make it to the end of this race. Expect the rest of these leaders this time around as they work lap 75. Again, this is right on their number. They're only going to be able to get to around lap 95, though, so still going to need another pit stop in this race. You take half a can of fuel. It'll be a quick one, but you still have to come back down. That's still, again, another opportunity to make mistakes. 2 opportunities, really, right? One coming to pit lane and one exiting. Here they come. Truckers down pit lane. Chevy Chase aggressive to the line. Everyone gets down to speed. And folks, this isn't the money stop, but it's close to the money stop. Cannot screw this one up. KJ first to his box. Chevy Chase has to pull around him. Really spaced out now in pit lane because this field has dwindled. 2 tires going on the 029. See if he takes 4. Looks like he's going to stick with 2. We expect a lot of these trucks to elect to only take 2, but a lot of them taking 4. Magoo now rolling in the 144. So the 029, one of the only trucks to take 2 tires here on pit lane. Lin Voiles with a better pit stop this time. And now we find Nelly and Monty Keller. They are hooked up. They are drafting. They're going to be able to shoot by these trucks coming off the pit lane as they get up to speed. KJ going to have to back down. He'll let those lap trucks, those pesky lappers, as Zach Rogers and Ricky Che go on by. Here come the 103 and 028 kind of merging back into this pack. Another thing to note, Furco elected to stay out an extra lap on top of these truckers that just came down. So the 19 truck all by his lonesome. There he is getting his service. Drop the jack. He's got to go because the leaders are coming off of turn number 4. And Magoo with a penalty. He is back on pit lane, folks. This is going to take away the opportunity for the 144. Another driver that'll now be in need of a caution. Magoo serving a pass-through penalty on pit lane. Chevy Chase, your new race leader in the 96. Oh, 96. John, you're more than welcome to come into the booth, buddy. Be good to pick your brain here as we come down to the end of this race, too. So it's Chevy Chase out in front. Nelly now sitting in second. Monty Keller third. Nelly with a big shove to the 096. This is something we've seen with that second place truck really pushing the leader, even when they're single file. We're now joined by the guy that was behind the wheel of that 95 truck tonight. Had the engine go kaput. You know him as Diesel. We're going to call him John. John Forgione. John, you're up here in the booth now. How disappointed, first off, was it to lose that motor so early in this race?
Well, you know, it was a tough thing. I don't know what happened there, but it is what it is. I just hate that the other guys got wrecked behind me from that. You know, it was so tight, going so fast. There's no way to get around it, you know. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing okay. I've been watching what's been a pretty entertaining race tonight. It's been a tale of two halves, right? You had that first half. We had three cautions, excuse me. And then since then, we've gone green. This field, though, it's gotten smaller. What does that mean for these truckers?
Well, yeah, we're going to need it. Something's got to happen for them other guys to catch up. You know, I mean, let's face it. And my friend is blasting me up here on text messages. Anyway, yeah, he don't understand why it blew up. Well, it happens, you know. But, you know, the old, I haven't been racing. It's been about Jesus, good 9 months since I even touched this desktop, and everything is going really great, you know. So what are you gonna do? But anyway, you know, Chevy's holding him off, you know, and Nelly, he's right behind him. So watch out for Mr. Hardy too. You know, I don't know who I would pick for this yet, but now we're at the point where if you if you didn't pit, you got to pit, and you should make it to the end. If not, you're going to need at least a splash or half a can on the next stop.
Think it's more in the half a can territory for these drivers, or and maybe you know you might see some take a gamble with taking a splash of fuel to see if it's enough, or would that splash in your mind be enough to make it to the end?
Nah, I don't know. Splash. I'm not into the splash theory, but you know, let's face it. You know, if you got 2 laps to go, I mean, I would just I would just stay on the track and let it rip. There's no sense at that point because you can't get the vehicle wound up again that fast.
Right. Well, we're going to be watching it. These drivers, they pit lap 74, 75, 76. So they should be able
half
to...
a can.
As they can go to about 95.
Yeah, I would have to say they're going to need a half a can.
I don't know about you. I'm not a big risk taker. Yeah, at least if any of these guys end up taking a splash, it's going to be too big of a risk.
You know, the only thing that you could do really, you know, if you want to do that splash, you really have to stay on the bottom of that track. Uh-oh, what happened there? Somebody, oh, you got a whoop going on. You really have to stay on the bottom, like hug that line, because you're going to use a little less, because you're using less track, you know.
Could you also maybe be running about half throttle at the back of this pack to save a little bit of gas, so when you make that pit stop, you need just a little bit less?
Well, you could take that chance if you want, but you know, the only thing, like I said, if the yellow comes out, it's going to be real close. Then, you know, it's going to be the splash theory. So we have to just sit and wait, see what happens. We got 17 to go. See what happens here, and you know, said that Voiles truck is starting to make a little move here, but he's a lap down, so he's going to need a miracle here.
Well, he's going to be racing now with that 144 of Magoo. They're both now a lap down, so they'll be racing for the lucky dog here if we were to get a caution, so we'll keep an eye on that battle as well. Both of them would like to get back out in front of this field. They'll get their lap back the hard way. Or some would probably say the easy way with the second half of this race. How the second half of this race is gone, right?
Well, yeah, I'm going to see if I can get back live into the game, because I'm watching this on YouTube right now. I mean, you know,
we're close, but we're not there, watching, you know?
But I know my family was watching. They're like, oh, no, what happened? Yeah, let me see if I can get back in this game, Joe. I don't know, because I'm in the service. I should get back in so I can watch it live.
Is 47 making some ground here on the bottom, trying to find a way again to get out in front of the 103 to get that lap back. Chevy Chase, RJ Rusty both pushing those 2 lap trucks on the bottom. Numbers again even here, 8 trucks in this lead draft. 47 now surging ahead of the pack again, not for the race lead, but it gets Brian back on the lead lap. Magoo now also getting a push. He's side by side with the 103. So the battle for the lead now is with the 3rd truck in line on the inside and the 1st truck in the outside with the 096 and 103. Now Magoo and Brian Voiles both go up to the outside line, so that'll pull these truckers in that lane along here. Chevy and RJ they're gonna have to fall to the back.
All right, Joe, I got it on live now. That's it. That's much better on Facebook. I mean, YouTube.
It's close. We've gotten it closer, I've noticed, but yeah, it's still like what, probably 10 seconds behind or
Yeah,
so.
about that, I would have to say.
Plus now you're like for real up here in the booth, so you get to see Bristol doing all his things on the cameras and stuff. He's got this special like control board that has like imprints for his paws specifically, so I can't even use it. I think it's more of a control thing than a necessity thing on his part, but you know, whatever, he's the boss.
Yeah. Well, you know. All right, what do we got here? How many we got to go left now?
Coming to 13 to go. We get to the line.
All right. Well, see, I usually try to, when I'm doing this, when I'm in a tight one like this, you know, I see where the other people pitted, you know, their last pit stop and how many laps are left. So then you have to do the math. You say, okay, there's another stop. Well, that's a little bit of a strategy thing. You know, if it would be 2 left, then I would back off. You know, like with 10 to go, I would back off a little bit. You know, see if I could stretch it. But the way they're going, you know, going here to staying in a draft, it's kind of rough.
Do you subscribe to the theory of pitting with as many trucks as possible or pitting with as few trucks as possible, especially since we kind of have a condensed lead pack?
Well, if I'm in the lead, you know, you got to know what you got to do. But if I'm in the pack somewhere, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever the lead is going to do, I'm going to go in there with him.
Okay.
This way, you know, at least I'm assured of, you know, he's going to finish and I'm going to finish at the same time. But like I said, if there's a splash thing that's coming up on my screen telling me, you know, I'm going to need a splash, I will back off. I'll just jump to the back and just stay 6/10 of a second behind everybody. You know, pull up, lay back, pull up, lay back. And then hopefully at the end, you know, just let it loose and see what happens.
When we hit the line, it'll be 10 laps to go here from the Daytona International Speedway 7th Annual Lin Voiles Memorial here. Saturday, February 3rd, 2024. Been a great race so far. 25 miles left in it. Right now, it's Nelly in the 103 in the race lead. He's got 2 lap trucks in front of him. Those two, of course, hoping for a caution to have a chance to win this race, or at least get up on the podium. Monty Keller there in second, and VSR Kilojoule is always a threat. He right now resides in third. Pit stops looming. Storylines developing. What more could you ask for on a Saturday night?
Yeah, I think within another 4 to 6 laps, somebody's going to have to come in somewhere along that area if I calculate it.
I mean, do you like math? I don't know. I like math. Do you like math? Big math guy?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's just strange, you know. I'm sitting here on the, you know, my wheels on the desk and the monitor and everything, and I'm over here watching this thing, and I'm actually steering. I'm watching the Chevy, right? And I'm actually steering the damn thing. I'm like, go this way. You know, what are you gonna do? It's supposed to happen.
It's not a bad habit.
Well, you know, sometimes what happens, you know, I get wrecked out or something, and you know, Lee is still in there, or Tim, or back in the day, you know, Pete and Dolan was in there. I would stay in and just spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then tell them what's going on behind them, or you know, in front. Because sometimes it depends on if you use that cockpit view. It's kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in this type of racing, I don't use that for this.
Are you Are you like a far chase or are you like a roof cam guy?
Uh, I guess a far chase, if you will.
Okay.
No, actually, yeah. I think a far chase is good. Right now, I'm on the regular chase mode.
Mm-hmm.
So, watching Chevy, I guess he got hung out. My far chase is a bit better.
Billy Jules with a move to the inside, looking for second, trying to get by Monty Keller. Be aggressive, trying to hold that middle line. Now going to sniff some draft from the 144 and he gets to the inside of Nelly. Battle for the race lead here down the back straightaway. Keller now behind KJ. Saw them grab bumpers a little bit. Chevy Chase stuck on the outside. KJ gonna looks to kind of settle for second for a moment there, but then moves now back to the inside of the 103. Now Magoo getting out of the way in the 144. Well, this isn't how I'd want to be getting set up for pit stops. Billy Jules now with the race lead, has Monty Keller right behind him. He's going to look to the outside of Brian Voiles in the 47. Again, that 47 truck a lap down, or tail end of the lead lap, excuse me. He needs a caution, and he needs it quick. If you get in a lap or two, race is over. Here we
There
go.
goes Chevy. There they come.
Monty Keller really aggressive to pit lane. He might have been too quick. Furco around on entry. Everyone else makes it down.
See, I was right. With 4 to go. There you go.
Hey, good math. Everyone revving it on pit lane too. That might have only been a splash from the 029. That was a quick stop.
Well, we're going to have to see what's going to happen with that split, if it is a splash. Yeah, he got in and out really quick.
RJ Rusty slow off a pit lane. He lost a lot of time. Think they might have took a can or two of fuel. Maybe a mistake there with getting the settings right. And now the field, they're split, John. They are split.
If I was Chevy, I would tuck behind Brian. Oh, see, too late.
HP will get in line behind the 47. Chevy going to get down now, so he'll take over third. They're going to try to go catch this 029 of kilojoules. They should be able to. They're also going to... Monty Keller might be able to sniff some draft off these guys. Working 4 laps to go. 3 when we get back to the line. And they are closing fast. They're going to get there with ease. Here we go. So HP Hardy to the lead here into turns 3 and 4. Chevy Chase up the hill. Couldn't tell if he made contact with KJ, but it was close. Three to go.
Chevy's going to have to pull a move if he wants to get past the 03 truck, Mr. Hardy.
Well, he might have some help now behind him. That's the one thing, and it's so hard to make moves by yourself in these trucks, right?
Absolutely. Here we go. Watch this. This is going to be good.
Big bump to the back of the 03. Chevy Chase with a pull to the back of the 47. Again, that 47 truck a lap down. HB's got a lap or two his inside. And as the two guys battling with him for the win, both in the rear view off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go when we get to the line. Here comes kilojoules with help from Monty Keller. KJ looks to the outside. Again, he's got help, and he is there down the back straightaway. Keller giving that 029 a push. See where the 096 goes. He'll go to the bottom. He'll go all the way to the bottom. Makes a move on the 03.
What a good move that was.
Well, if you have anything...
Now we got cars up there, so you can get a draft going on for one lap. If they can catch them.
White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. And it's your Death Craver 1 to go. Check out the new book, available now on Amazon. Death Craver 1 to go. It's Kilojoules with the race lead. Does anyone behind him have anything for him? Big move coming from the 096 to the outside of the 028. They're side by side for second. KJ up to block. Now back to the bottom. Gets the shove into turn 3. Chevy going to get to his outside. That 096 is trying each and every which way off of turn number 4. A big move to the inside. KJ blocks him down to the double yellow. Chevy chase around, and it's going to be Kilojoules with the race win here tonight. HB second, Monty Keller third, and disappointment for the 096 of Chevy Chase. He had the move.
Yeah, he gave it a shot. He had some room, but not enough.
Get the
All right, so I'll let you go. I'm gonna take off. Listen, thanks for having me for a few minutes. I really appreciate it. I had fun doing it.
No problem. Anyone you want to shout out before you go?
Yeah, I'd like to, thank, Brian and his wife, Kathy, and BSoff, for putting this on every year, because Lynn and I were friends from way, way back, and I do miss him, every time I used to log in, he used to say, "Hey, John Boy." That's what he used to call me, John Boy, and I always respect. That's why I went to so much trouble to get this thing going here. And, just to honor the gentleman, he's a real class guy. And thanks, BSR, for having me, inviting me also. I appreciate it.
Well, John, appreciate you sharing and appreciate you coming up into the booth after a disappointing race. Glad that you're able to come up here for these last 20 laps. Can't thank you enough for your help here tonight. And again, thank you so much.
Oh, anytime. Okay. Good night. Thank you again.
Down for Gioni. Diesel, driver of the 95. Rough night for that team, but comes home having some fun up here with us in the booth. It's all the replay of the incident there. Chevy Chase made the move to the inside. It just wasn't enough. Big block from the 029 of Kilojoules. He's bringing it around now, and he will get to burn it down. He wins the 7th annual Lin Voiles Memorial here from Daytona. KJ, your race winner. So KJ will burn it down. He wins here tonight from Daytona. Results here on your screens in mere moments. Look a little weird, but we'll get them to you nonetheless. Let's go ahead and
I'll follow you, man.
head on down
Hello.
into victory lane. We grabbed him away from having a conversation, as we always do. He's the driver of the 029, BSR Kilojoules. KJ, I'm so sorry, buddy.
Oh, you're good. We're down here celebrating, man. We got a beer in our hand. We're having a good time right now.
Big win here tonight. Obviously, it's a big race. What does it mean to win this one? Maybe compared to, you obviously have a lot of wins. So compared to some of the other ones.
I can't say what I want to say, but hot damn, Joe. Oh, man. I was worried. I did not think I was going to win this race tonight because the beginning of it started like crap. I was involved in 2 wrecks, lost the draft, and I was sweating. When I came out of that pit, when I came out of the last pit stop, I was so far ahead of everybody. I said, "Oh crap, I was in trouble." But had my teammate Hezzy behind me. We had a good strategy there, so cards kind of fell our way. And this being a memorial race, I really want it. Anytime we come to these memorial races, I kind of want the person who was kind of for. I want to help them, but Brian had some issues, and it was kind of like every man for himself after that. So Woo, man. Oh man, I gotta catch my breath, Joe.
How crazy is it? We talked about early on, it's truck physics, so it's hard to get runs generated. How much does that kind of get amplified with, I think it was like 6 of you guys, 4 or 5 of you at the end. How much does that kind of, that lack of horsepower get amplified when the pack is so condensed?
I tell you, when you're the last truck in line,
Mm.
it is so hard to keep with that pack. It's kind of like the cup cars today. When you're that last car in line, it's almost like you got a parachute on the back of the car or truck in tonight's case. But as soon as somebody breaks lane or changes lanes or has to check up, it's just like you're a rocket ship. It generates such a run. It's tempting to go from fourth to first to go on the bottom, but you got to time the runs right. But the trucks are so fun because, like I said, the runs are so extreme and almost insane how the runs are because you get such a run on the guy in front of you, especially corner entry. You got to lift, and if you time it right, you can jump lanes and pass 2 or 3 guys. But trucks are so fun racing around these plate tracks. I'm just excited. I damn want to race here at a plate track. I never do this. I always wreck.
See, you say that, but I feel like you've won a few of them. KJ, big win here tonight. Again, buddy, congratulations on it. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. I know you got a lot of great folks to shout out and thank, so want to give you as much time as possible. The floor is yours. You know what to do.
I might be kind of rusty, Joe. First of all, I was expecting to come in here and talk with you, Joe, when I wrecked out, but I didn't. So thank you, Joe, here in the booth. JTN, spectacular broadcast as always. I don't have to watch it to know, you put on a good job. I'll go back and watch it here after this is over with and see what actually happened. But thanks to all the admins here at BSR for putting the memorial race on for Lin Voiles. Thanks for Brian Voiles and Kathy Voiles for everything they do for the league. I'm not going to say just for Thursday. They do a lot more than just Thursday. So I want to thank them, Voiles Trucking, for sponsoring everything. I never got the opportunity to race with Lin Voiles, but from what I heard, good man, good racer, all that good stuff. Great guy all around. Wish I could have got to race with him, but unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, showing up for the race tonight. Thanks to my teammate there, Hezzy, for working with me there at the end. Honestly, Joe, I think my wife was in here watching back and forth. I got to make sure I get that in. If I don't say that, she's going to kill me because she got some beer in her system tonight. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, good race. Long green flag runs, what we got going there. A lot of pit stops, a lot of strategy. That's kind of how you want the race to work out there at the end. But damn, Joe, I'm just happy I won the race. I never expected to win the night. I showed up at the last minute. I don't know if you've seen it, but I showed up at the last minute. And I'm gonna make some laps, probably get wrecked and see what happens. But kind of worked in my favor there. So yeah, hell yeah, I won a race.
Big moves at the end, KJ. Big win here tonight. Congratulations on it. As always, it's a pleasure to talk with you after these races. Can't thank you enough for your time. And yeah, buddy, go celebrate this one and soak it in and enjoy it.
Yeah, we got some sponsor here in Victory Lane, Joe. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to celebrate this trophy.
Sounds good. Driver the 029, VSR Kilojoules. KJ, your race winner here tonight from Daytona. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Joe.
Go ahead and next head on over and talk with our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 03, HB Hardy. HB, buddy, second place finish. How's it feel?
It was good. It was a good race. KJ and I worked really well together throughout the race. We were trying to coordinate as best we can there for the end, hoping to at least one or both of us to hit podium. Working on some fuel strategy, different things of that nature, and it ended up paying off in the end.
How much does it help? I was talking with KJ about the kind of the importance of the draft and how much it kind of gets amplified with a smaller pack. How much then does it help to kind of have that ride or die, that teammate up in that pack when you're only about 5 strong at the end of the race?
It's crucial because when it's that few in numbers, you don't have enough that can help you side, front, rear, anything of that nature. So when it gets the pack gets smaller, having that 1 or 2 person will stick with you to the end can really do or die.
Obviously, too, it's a big race here tonight. We talked about it in our open, big field, important race for a lot of drivers, important race for the league. What does it mean to you to get a second place run in this race here tonight from Daytona?
Well, this particular memorial race, it means a lot just because of the nature of it and, just things, the reason behind why we were gathered racing tonight. It means a lot. tried to work with Brian as much as I could throughout the race there, especially there at the end, even though he was a lap down, just to push him, give him that little bit more. So, but it definitely means a lot. Hit podium, especially with KJ now. So.
HB, buddy, congratulations on a great finish for you and your teammate here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. You know, you got a lot of folks to shout out and thank. Floor is yours. You know what to do, buddy.
Thank you guys for putting this on, as always. I'm glad to be back. Glad to see you guys still going strong. Thank you to everybody here at BSR, my boys in PPR too, Julian. Good work tonight. And Pop's looking down, running his number, doing everything he can to keep everything he had going on. So thank you so much.
HB, again, congratulations on a strong run here tonight. As always, it's a pleasure to talk with you. And again, can't thank you enough for your time.
Yep, likewise.
HB Hardy, driver of the 03, your second place finisher here tonight from Daytona. Let's go ahead and finally talk with the last driver up on our podium. Driver of the number 028, BSR Monty Keller. Monty, you got a copy.
Hey, how about that, huh?
Hey, third place run. How's it feel?
That feels good. I never finish these things, so.
I was going to say, out of, you know, kind of our core that we see on Thursdays each and every week, it feels like you have some of the worst luck on these super speedways. How much of a relief is it just to finish and then on top of that get a great finish?
Oh, it feels great, especially in Brian's dad's race.
And to talk about that, obviously it's a big race here tonight for the league, for a lot of the drivers, an emotional race, an important race. What does it mean to you for it to be this race where you get the strong finish?
Well, it means everything. I mean, Brian's one of my best friends, and you know, everybody here, you know, always treat me great, and I just thank Brian and Kathy Voiles for putting these on. Just, you know, we lost my dad not too long ago, so, you know, just an emotional race for everybody.
Well, in an emotional race and a difficult race at that, you have 3 sets of green flag pit stops. We know how challenging those can be on super speedways. I was shouting that you sped there on that last pit stop. How tough was it? How tough was it getting to pit lane?
That was fine as long as you don't let off the brake. Once you let off the brake, because that's what KJ said. You know, he's like, good luck. I didn't get a black flag, so. But I had to.
Well, Monty, a great run for you here tonight, man. Congratulations on the podium. Before we let you go, I want to give the opportunity. You got great folks to shout out. Floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody here at BSR, Brian and Kathy Voiles. Just everybody, all the guys that I race with every week, and who knows when I'll be back here.
Monty, I hope it's more often, buddy, because, dude, you're out there each and every week. You're doing a great job. Congratulations on the podium finish. Here's to many, many more throughout the rest of the year. And again, man, can't thank you enough for your time.
Yeah, well, thank you too, Joe, for broadcasting.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. BSR Monty Keller, driver of the 028, third place finisher here tonight. Thanks, Monty.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Folks, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Daytona. A great running, 7th annual Lin Voiles Memorial. We saw crashes, we saw chaos in the first half, green flag pit stops, a green flag stretched from lap 36 all the way to the end. Got a little bit of everything here tonight on JTN. That's why you got to hit that like button on the video. We encourage you, as always, with our friends here at Bomb Squad Racing, to check them out on the web, bombsquadracing.net. Again, you can learn more about how to sign up. You can keep up to date with all the races, all the standings across all 3 series, all 4 series, really. Just keep up to date with everything here at BSR. They do a great job each and every week. I heard prizes for our top 3 finishers here with it being a special event tonight. I don't know what more you could want out of an NR 2003 league. I really don't. As always, a big thank you, Brian and Kathy Voiles, for their support of BSR, for their support of us here on JTN, and for allowing us to come out and call what is one of the best and most special and important races on the Bomb Squad Racing League calendar each and every year. Yeah, I mean, that's all we got, folks. Can't thank you enough for watching. For all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, I've been Joe Towanski. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. again. They're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval. Whitehill in through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wreck behind him. The cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
Oh, the contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy with the right to